And good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is FXPassion broadcasting you live on YouTube, but this is a recorded webinar, everybody. So we are in Australia right now. We are in Australia today. Melbourne, good morning. It's 7:36 a.m. Singapore probably still sleeping. It's 5:36 a.m. and today is April the 17th. Okay, so but in Madrid, so Western Eastern Europe and USA Canada is still Tuesday. So Melbourne, Australia is Wednesday already, and Singapore is Wednesday, and Europe, Madrid, it's 11:37 p.m. London, England, it's 10:37 p.m. New York, it's evening, it's 5:37 p.m. and Toronto, it's 5:37 p.m. Okay, everybody, this is Forex Trading for Beginners, and you are watching a recorded webinar on the YouTube channel. And let's continue. Today's topic is, what is today? Is the 17th, right? So how to find the confirmation Fibonacci in a downtrend. Before this, everybody, our goal for you is to become consistently profitable, minimum 3 months, knowing when, how and why you make and or lose money. You should not be allowed to trade with real money until you reach the goal. What is the goal? To become consistently profitable. If you are not going to listen to us, here is the risk disclaimer. Don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose, and the webinars are not investment advice. They are for educational purposes only. And remember, if being consistently profitable is difficult, you probably still have things to learn, and if your way is not working, why don't you try ours? And for homeworks and or coaching or training or questions, you can send questions to the Gmail contact, to the Skype contact, or to the LinkedIn contact. That being said, we are here in April trading Fibonacci numbers, and in May we are going to see how to trade crown formations. That being said, let's dive into the live charts, and we are going to open NZD-CAD for this example, and we are going to perform a trading exercise. Okay, so let's say that you are at home or in your office or in your trading room, whatever, and let's see, we want to trade, right? So let's see, let's check, let's wait for the platform to respond. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And remember, you need to study the rules of the original Fibonacci, you need to study the rules of the contrarian Fibonacci, and you need to study the rules of the Fibonacci of the confirmation, or the so-called confirmation Fibonacci. Okay, so this is NZD-CAD daily chart. And before, let me check the time, because I believe that we have a news announcement coming. Just Forex Factory, let me see. Forex Factory, I believe we have a news announcement in about 1 hour, so calendar. So 7:40, now is 6:40, 7:40, 6:40, and 7:45, 8:40, okay, in about 1 hour. Okay, so okay, we have the right time. Okay, no problem. So this is NZD-CAD daily chart, right? Now, what do we want to do? We're going to perform a trading exercise, meaning we are going to find the original Fibonacci first, we are going to find the contrarian if possible, and we are going to find the confirmation Fibonacci in a downtrend, right? Now, NZD-CAD, this is the daily chart. Remember why we are going to start at the top, because from the monthly, this is the monthly chart, because from the monthly chart the market is already at the so-called position trade. So this is the upper band, and cyclone. This is the lower band. So when this happens, you should start reversing your Fibonacci's, and we're going to start drawing a down Fibonacci because the bias long term is down, and as you can see, the forex market is responding to the upper band on the monthly, and it's already making lower lows, lower highs, and is going to wave down. Most likely, no guarantees whatsoever. So where is the A of the original Fibonacci? Easy on this daily chart, right? Because we are waiting for we want to see the starting point of the downtrend, right? Where is the starting point of the downtrend? Not so complicated this time, quite easy to spot. And let me see, this is going to be our A. So A, right, horizontal line to help ourselves. We can leave it red, no problem, just color code it differently. So, and our B is the first low as soon as possible after the A, which is this one. So this is going to be our B, right? You have trained already the Fibonacci, so now you know how to draw the Fibonacci, how to spot the levels, and let's color code it in original Fibonacci. There you go, A, B. C is the highest point inside the AB boundary before the market hits the appropriate D extension. So if A to B is this one, right, and B to C is this one, no, it's not. So this is the highest high, right, and green goes to green. I need to move the chart, and let's color code this in orange this time. So ABC, this is the highest point inside the AB boundary after the B before the market hits the appropriate D extension. So green goes to green, and the D must be a low. So this is the first ABCD swing in a downtrend. ABCD in a downtrend. If you are watching this recorded webinar, everybody, and if you want me to analyze some other currency pairs like Orkun did, he said please analyze EuroCAD, just type, send me a message or an email, whatever, okay? Write the currency pair and the time frame most likely. So ABCD, A goes to C, nothing special, right? You've heard this countless times. A goes to C, come on, A goes to C, and B goes to the D. This is the B, this is the D, and D should be down here. So we're going to plot again. A, B, C, D, let's see what's happening. Where is the highest point? So the highest point inside the boundary before the market hits the appropriate extension is this. A to B, B to C, C to D. We can see the low already. I believe it's this one. This is the low. And let me see if I'm not mistaken. So yes, so this is the low. This is the D, not the one before. This is the appropriate extension. And again, we're going to compress the chart. A goes to C, right? And NZD-CAD, it's one of the easiest pair to trade if you're a beginner trader, everybody. NZD-CAD is so easy to trade. Okay, it's very easy. It's one of the very trending currency pairs. A lot of currency pairs, if you are losing right now, I hope on the demo account, the majority of the currency pairs are locked in a sideways movement, so don't panic and don't bother. But NZD-CAD is one of the trending currencies, and it's one of the easiest to trade, especially if you are a beginner trader. So A to B, right, C, and we are here finally. Okay, great. So we have the original Fibonacci pointing down, right? Now let's draw the contrarian. We want to see if this C is a confirmed C, right? So now, many times in the previous webinars recording we started drawing our contrarian Fibonacci at the B. If you remember yesterday, we said the sub B equals, the sub A, sorry, the sub A equals the B. Well, this time is different. This is the starting point of the retracement, right? So I'm going to delete the arrow. So this is going to be our sub A in here, and the first high as soon as possible after the sub A is the sub B, right, which is in here. Okay, Fibonacci retracement tool. Let's color code it differently this time, because this is the contrarian Fibonacci. So contrarian Fibo, okay, and I'm going just to move sub A goes up in here, right? This is the lowest point inside the sub A and sub B boundary after the sub B before the market hits the appropriate extension. So this point in here is violet. The extension is going to be up in here, right? Is the first high. So I'm going to draw another, and I can keep track of now the contrarian Fibonacci. Of course, I'm going to color code this differently, like in violet, and maybe like this or like that. Okay, I need to color it differently. So A, B, C, D, and of course we have another one. So this is the lowest point inside the sub A, sub B boundary after the sub B before the market hits the appropriate extension, and it's violet goes to violet, sub B, there you go, one last time, right? So we have the another one, so sub A, sub B. Now let me compress the chart, and there you go. So this is an easy chart, right, to see. We are in a down AB, original Fibonacci is down. We have a down AB boundary, and the market found its C. So this is the C. We're going to color code this back again in orange, and like this. So we have the ABC, right? ABC. So the next leg, it should be down, right? Because we're in a down Fibonacci. Now we have a problem though, meaning if I'm not mistaken, if I didn't do any mistakes on my contrarian Fibonacci, I believe in some previous webinars I said that the D extension was above the A. So this contrarian Fibonacci, everybody, is still valid. I need to double check, okay, if I didn't do any mistakes drawing the Fibonaccis. But if I didn't do any mistakes, this sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D is still in place, is still valid, okay? So we are going to leave it like this, okay, because it's still valid. Now we want to find, right, the contrarian Fibonacci, not the contrarian, the confirmation Fibonacci. We have the contrarian already. So where is the starting point, everybody? Where is the starting point of the extension? Okay, now some of you send an email to me asking, Passion, if my contrarian Fibonacci is still in place, can I find the confirmation Fibonacci? And the answer is yes. Yes, of course. You don't need the market to break the contrarian Fibonacci in order to start drawing the Fibonacci of the confirmation. So this is a great example where the original Fibonacci is working its way, it's still in place, where the contrarian Fibonacci is still active and it's working its way, still in place, right? And then we want to find the Fibonacci of the confirmation Fibonacci. So where is the starting point of the extension? Well, the highest high, the C point, right? The C is this one, everybody. This is the highest high inside daily boundary, okay? This is the starting point of the extension. Of course, as when we are drawing, when the time to trade or to analyze comes and we don't have the crystal ball, right? We are always saying that the first Fibonacci, the first contrarian Fibonacci, is speculative in nature, because we don't know what the market is going to do, right? We don't know if the market is going to retrace inside the boundary or maybe it's going to fall and continue working its way to the extension of the original one. So you need to be aware when you're trading with the Fibonacci's that the same rules, the same way of thinking goes with the confirmation Fibonacci. So this is the starting point. Let's write this down. So this is going to be our sub A, right? This is the sub A, and the first low as soon as possible after the sub A is this one, and is sub B, right? Sub B, this one here, and this is our original color, original Fibonacci. Okay, this is our confirmation Fibonacci. Sub A, we have the sub B, we also have the sub C if you want. Sub C, come on, sub C. Okay, so this is the highest point inside the sub A and sub B boundary after the sub B. And if you want, you can also make a horizontal line, right? This color this time, this like this, okay, or maybe a different blue color. Okay, better. So this is the sub A, sub B, okay, and in about 40 minutes we have news about coming out for the NZD, right? So if the news is going to be bad, this is going to be the counter trendline break, so like this and this. If the news is going to be bad for the NZD is going to fall, right? And this mysterious Fibonacci and the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, it looks like then the news is going to be bad. Okay, Passion, how do you know? I don't know, I don't have the crystal ball, but in my experience the news events are made to fulfill the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, so if the news is going to be bad, we are going to sell this currency pair and we are going to take a right where we are going to take a right? We are going to take a right to the appropriate the extension of the original Fibonacci, everybody. So the market didn't break the blue line of the original one, so we are still in the green zone, right? Green goes to green. Now another thing that the confirmation Fibonacci is very useful is for the risk reward. Why is that? Well, if the news is going to be bad for the NZD, for New Zealand, and this currency pair is going to start going down, and today that you can check today already what happened, because this webinar is the day of the news announcement. So if you are watching this webinar on Wednesday, you can check the news and you can see what happened. Okay, but if this currency pair is going to fall, we are going to take the ride until down here. Okay, so this is the appropriate extension of the original Fibonacci, and our stop is going to be 10 pips above the sub C. Okay, 10 pips above the sub C. This is another reason why the confirmation Fibonacci is so powerful. Okay, and it's a great tool to use it. So now look at this risk reward ratio, everybody. I'm going to risk 1 to earn what? 1. Come on. 1, 2, clone. No, I didn't clone this one. Okay, 1, 2. Let's clone. So 1, 2, 3. Clone. No, I didn't clone. Come on. Clone. 4. Clone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 6. Look at this, everybody. It's 1 to 6 and something risk reward ratio. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. 1 to 6, everybody. So if I'm going to risk 1%, I'm going to earn 6%. 6% on a trade, it's a nice profit, believe me. Okay, and remember, of course, the market is going to wave, everybody, so you need to adjust, you need to manage your trade, and you need to adjust your stop loss and everything. And sometimes, of course, the market is going to play also around. So if you don't know where to put your stops, this market is going to take your stop loss and continue its way down. Okay, so what we are projecting is that this currency pair is going to fall, and this is going to be the trade, our D extension. Now, of course, some of you are thinking, well, why Passion is going to take the profits down at the D of the original Fibonacci, right? Some of you are thinking this. Well, man, I don't want to wait that much, because this is the daily chart. Maybe it's going to need 6 months until it's going to hit the D extension, right? Well, this is up to you, everybody. Once this currency pair is going to start to wave, then it's up to you. You can trade the confirmation Fibonacci, right? You can take your profits at the extension in here. So let's write this down. Sub D. Okay, there is no right or wrong. You can take your profits at the sub D, and then of course you can re-enter. I mean, you can trade the original Fibonacci in its way down, right? But sometimes I'm lazy and I don't want to work too much, you know, so I'm going to enter here, and of course I'm going to monitor my trade, but I'm just going to cancel and replace my stop, locking in profit, and I'm going to let the market wave until down here. Okay, but there is no right or wrong. You can enter and exit, and then you can re-enter on the next confirmation Fibonacci and exit, and you can re-enter on the next confirmation Fibonacci. Okay, this is up to you, no problem. Now another thing we need to consider, everybody, is that the contrarian Fibonacci is still in place. Okay, it's still in place. So if the news is going to be good for the NZD, then, and of course we don't have the crystal ball, this currency pair is going to go up until the white color. Okay, sub A, sub B, our sub C, we are talking about the contrarian now. So this is the sub C, and the projected sub C, the projected sub D is going to be the white color, right? White color, something like this, like this, like this. Are we the same? There you go. So sub C, and we are missing our sub D. Sub D. Okay, so either way we are going to make a profit. Hopefully and most likely the market is going to fall, and if for any reason the market is going to jump up, remember that the white is the appropriate extension. Okay, this is the appropriate extension of the contrarian Fibonacci. And let me double check if the market, no, the market did not hit the white, not yet. Okay, so I'm going to delete. Now this is the picture. This is the picture, and this is an example where it happens all the time, especially on the smaller time frames, 4-hour chart, 2-hour chart, 1-hour chart, daily charts maybe. It's quite common that you have all the 3 Fibonaccis in place and all the 3 Fibonaccis are active, right? So the question is, Passion, which one should I listen to? Well, easy answer, who is the father or the mother? Who is the parent? The parent is the original Fibonacci. The original Fibonacci is the strongest, okay? And the contrarian and the confirmation Fibonacci are structural parts of the original one. Okay, as soon as the market is going to start moving, the original is going to start moving, and the contrarian is going to start moving, and the confirmation is going to start moving. So when the market moves, in this example, all 3 Fibonacci's are moving, right? And let's delete this one. If the market is going to fall now, right, because of the news announcement, what is going to happen? Well, number one, the market is going to break the sub A of the contrarian. Okay, so we are out of the contrarian is not valid anymore, so we can delete it. Number two, if the market is going to fall deep enough, it's going to fulfill the sub D extension of the the Fibonacci of the confirmation. So, and when it's going to make a low, of course this is the daily chart, but sooner or later it's going to make a low, then we need to adjust, right, our Fibonacci of the confirmation. So as you can see, everybody, when the market moves, all 3 Fibonacci's are moving, and we need to keep track of this one, of that. Okay, so this is NZD CAD. We have one more, and let's talk about GBP AUD. GBP AUD 4-hour chart. Let me see, 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Okay. Okay, so now where do we start? As you can see, this is the 4-hour chart, right? And we were in a downtrend, and then we were in an uptrend, and then we were in a downtrend, and then we were in an uptrend, and the market broke our uptrend line, right? So we are going to start, we're going to draw the original one, and we are going to perform this exercise like a trading exercise, okay? Because I want to show you how to adjust the confirmation Fibonacci. So this up in here is going to be our A. This is our A. The B is the first low as soon as possible. B, A, B. There you go. Okay. Everybody, this is A, B. This is the original one on the GBP AUD 4-hour chart. Okay. This is the original one. Now, as you can see, you have also the contrarian. Okay, I'm not going to waste a lot of time writing down. So contrarian, and as you can see, as soon as you have a low, you have also the confirmation Fibonacci. So down here, let's color code it differently. Okay, so that's it. And as you can see, the confirmation Fibonacci already broke the contrarian, right? So this is the B of the confirmation Fibonacci, and this is the A of the contrarian. So I'm going to delete the contrarian. Now, what is important here is the extension. You need to pay, when you are trading the confirmation Fibonacci, everybody, you need to pay attention where are the extensions of the original and of the Fibonacci of the confirmation. So if you would trade right with the counter trendline break, if you would trade this Fibonacci of the confirmation, so this is the extension, it's here. So you can take the sub D as the extension, which is okay, right? So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, the market, let me see, I'm not sure about the blue one. So high is 18743.143. So yes, it hit the blue line. So the extension of the confirmation Fibonacci is going to be the blue and the red, right? The red, and there you go. So as you can see, what happened right now? The market, everybody, what happened? Look at this. Study this chart, okay? If you need, pause this video, pause this recording, and study this chart. What happened in here? It happened that the market with this fall hit the extension of the Fibonacci of the confirmation, which was in the end it was the red, right? This is the C of the Fibonacci of the confirmation. So red goes to red and the market hit the appropriate extension. But also the market hit the appropriate extension of the original Fibonacci, which is the reference point for our trading. So even though this is our C, the market is here and the market hit the green, right? The C, the capital C of the original one, green goes to green. Okay, when this happens, let's wait for a low. Okay, we have a low. When this happens, everybody, you need to clean up the confirmation Fibonacci. It's not valid anymore. Okay, and you can be asking, Passion, why it's not valid anymore? The sequence continues. Is because the confirmation Fibonacci is a structural part of the original one. Okay, this is the reason. So what you are going to do, everybody, when this happens, A, B, C, D of the original one. So okay, when, remember this or write this down, when the market hits the appropriate extension, game over. Game over, we are starting a new game. Okay, a new game with a new set of rules. We are going to start a new game. So A goes to C, right? A goes to C in here, and B goes to D, right? So Come on. This is the B. There you go. So game over. And this is the new original one. What we are looking for? Well, we are looking for the confirmed C, so we are going to wait for the high. And as you can see, this was a deep retracement. And this is the contrarian Fibonacci again. Why is that? Well, game over. We are playing the game all over again, starting from the very beginning. So this is the C of the original Fibonacci, right? What is the C in a down Fibonacci? Is the highest point inside the AB boundary after the B before the market hits the appropriate extension, right? So this is the contrarian. What can we see? This C, everybody, is a confirmed C. Look where the extension of the contrarian is. It's far, far, far away. So this is the confirmed C. We would enter with the counter trendline break, right? So, and our D is down here. We would enter with the counter trendline break, which is here. This is going to be our entry. And man, I overslept. I lost this opportunity. No problem. No problem. We are going to use the confirmation Fibonacci. So this is going to be the A. Where is the first B? Okay, confirmation Fibonacci. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to delete the contrarian. Okay, now this is the confirmation Fibonacci, if you want. And let's see what's going to happen if I would trade the confirmation Fibonacci with the counter trendline break. Let's see, not yet, not yet. And bam, look what happened, everybody. The market broke my confirmation Fibonacci. See? The market broke my confirmation Fibonacci, which means what? Nothing. This is my new C up in here, and I'm going to draw another confirmation Fibonacci when it appears the first low. So come on, come on, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. There you go. Okay, everybody listen to me very carefully. This is the confirmation Fibonacci. Now, if you compress the chart, this is the C. Where is the D extension? Is this the D extension? Is this one? No, it's not, everybody. This is the D extension. This is the tricky part, when sometimes as beginner traders you're going to put your D extension at the extension of the Fibonacci of the confirmation, and when the market is going to hit the D extension of the original one, the market is going to retrace and your profits are going to disappear. Okay, so if you are going to trade this confirmation Fibonacci, right, we missed the train. We missed the train up in here. We were sleeping or at the meetings or whatever. We are going to trade this counter trendline break. Our profit is going to be in here. This is going to be our take profit. And let's see what's happening. The market is moving, moving, moving. Let's compress the chart. Come on. Let's compress the chart. And of course the market is waving down, right? Making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Why is that? Once again, because we have the C. The C is confirmed. This is why. So we had the 80% chance that this trade is going to be a winner. Okay? Now, one more thing, everybody. Look at this. Look at this. Study this chart, everybody. Okay, I have 5 more minutes. Study this chart. What can you see? What can you see? Look at the original Fibonacci. What can you see? A goes to B, B goes to C, right? Where is the C? The C is at the red level. If the C of the original Fibonacci is at the red level, where is the D extension? Yes, sir, at the red level. Did the market hit the red level and closed with the low? Yes, it did, right? So when this happens, if I would have traded this, right, like a trading exercise, if I would have traded this confirmation Fibonacci, my take profit is in here. The red level is my take profit. Okay, so with this counter trend and break, I should trade this on the smaller time frames, because there is no, it doesn't make sense to put a stop loss up in here or whatever, because the fall, the expected fall is small. So this is my profit, right? And everybody, you cannot trade on this chart. When this happens, if you want to trade the Fibonacci of the confirmation, don't trade it on the same chart. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? Either way, if you are just analyzing this currency pair, the market hit the D extension, so we need to cancel the Fibonacci, the confirmation Fibonacci, and we need to do all over again. A goes to C, right? Come on. A goes to C and B goes to D. So this is the B, and we have the new Fibonacci sequence, right? So A, B, this is our C, this is our D. Okay, everybody, tomorrow we are going to address what is happening in here. Okay, do we have a contrarian? Should we draw a contrarian? Should we draw again? Should we draw instead the Fibonacci of the confirmation? What should we do in here? Sometimes the market is going to retrace, is going to make a deep retracement, right? Remember the NZD cat, or even this one. Okay, you are going to have the original one and the contrarian and the Fibonacci of the confirmation, and sometimes the retracement is going to be shallow. And so how are we going to trade this one, right? Okay, so study the charts, re-watch the webinars, re-watch the recordings 2-3 times, and don't bother. It's normal for the beginner traders. Everybody, I've seen this countless times and I did the same thing. It's common for the traders who are learning to watch the same webinars and recordings 5 to 10 times. The same recordings. You cannot remember and understand everything with the first recording, everybody. Okay? So stay strong and trade with passion. This is FXPassion signing off.